Hi, my name's Ed Summers. I'm a restoration carpenter from Bridgton. I'm working with the Raymond Casco Historical Society, getting ready to move the Watkins Blacksmith Shop from Casco. So the Blacksmith Shop is an old timber frame building. This style of construction was used between 1800 to 1860 or 70. My guess is this building was probably 1820 to 1840, just based on the construction, no documentation. The two side walls have one long top plate that runs the length of the building, and then they have tie beams that run across the building, tying the two walls together. So when this building was built, they would have built the two side walls first on the ground, raised them up, and then lifted the tie beams up into place. And once the tie beams were in place and the bottom was fastened together, then they could have put the rafters up. And they have their major rafters, there are 4 of them, and then between the rafters are purlins. And those are horizontal members that hold the roofing boards. And that's an older style of construction for New England. This building, even though this is a blacksmith shop, this building is mostly held together by wood. The timbers were cut with mortises and tenons. So over here in this corner, you can see the braces that stiffen the building. And at the bottom here, there are pegs that hold it in place. And up at the top, there are peg holes where the pegs hold the top of the braces in place. For this wall, this stud is actually held in place by another mortise and tenon. And so there are holes on the tie beam and there are holes down in the floor that hold the top and bottom of the studs in place. So all of this was done without nails, and then later the boards are nailed on. But the building itself has very little metal. It was mostly the wood that actually holds the building together. We've been dismantling parts of the building to access the frame. And so first thing we did was we stripped the old metal roofing off so we could get to the shingles and the boards underneath that. And so we cleared off the rafters because this building is old enough that it has purlins that run the full length of the building. And so we had to cut the purlins so that we could separate the roof into 3 pieces. Up here we have braces that are essentially collar ties that will tie the rafters together to hold the roof stable when we move that. And they've been screwed into the purlins and holding everything together. So these pieces, the roof is cut into 3 separate sections, and we'll be putting straps and chains on that, and then a crane will come and lift them, set them on a flatbed trailer, and move them up to the museum site. Once the 3 pieces of the roof have been moved, we'll take the walls, and the 2 end walls are small enough that they'll be moved as 1 piece, and the side walls we'll be cutting in half and making 2 pieces out of those to move. And part of the building, well, not part of the building, but in the building is the old ox sling, and that will be tied together and moved as a unit as well. This is a great project because it's one of the oldest known blacksmith shops still existing in Maine and is worth preserving just for that. But it also had a starring role in a movie from the 1920s, Timothy's Quest, and so that's a historic landmark. People have made historic landmarks for less than that. And this is a historic trade that had been dying out but has seen a resurgence of interest, and so it'll be interesting to have the next generation of blacksmiths learn in a original blacksmith building.